Alright, some questions about exercise. Huh? Exercises. And also about medical things. Okay, exercises and medical things. Alright, wait. We have a friend. Hi. Alright, so we have a friend. What is your name? Say again. Lavinia. Lavinia. Alright, so everyone, we have a friend joining us today for the first time, Lavinia. Alright, so welcome, Lavinia. Okay, now let us answer this question. So someone asked, are there any biblical issues, any Bible issues with practicing Pilates? Alright, Elisha went, what is that? Practicing Pilates. Alright? Where's Pilates? Alright, so it's spelled like that. Can we practice Pilates? Alright, it's not about pirates or anything, alright? Pilates, what is Pilates? Now, Pilates is a form of exercise. A form of exercise is very common. Who have heard of Pilates, the young ones? Oh, you heard of Pilates? Ah, okay. So, Caleb, what is Pilates? You don't know. You heard of? No, what's Pilates? You don't know also. We only heard of Pilates. What is Pilates? Alright? I like the expression on Elisha's face. Pilates? Now, what is Pilates? Now, Pilates is a form of exercise that was invented by this man called, can you guess his name? His name is Pilates. Very good. Alright, so his name is called Joseph Pilates. Alright, nothing to do with me. Joseph Pilates, not Joseph Poon. Now, he invented this form of exercise in the early 1900s. Alright, so you know during the First World War, so many people came back from the war, they were injured. And then they were thinking of what's the best way to help these people recover from injuries. So it's a form of exercise. Alright, so some people actually join today, they join clubs, they sign up for programs, they're Pilates exercises. Alright, so it's named after this man. Now, what is this form of exercise? Now, this form of exercise is, or put it this way, now, Joseph Pilates, he studied different kinds of exercises from different schools of exercises, alright? So, in there, it includes yoga. Wow, total silence. Right? We know we do not practice yoga, right? Because yoga is an ancient mystical form of exercise, but it's really a spiritual, with spiritual emphasis. Spiritual emphasis of worshipping the sun god, the various Hindu gods. Right? Yoga. That kind of form of exercise is totally linked with the worship of the Hindu gods. Okay, so that's why we don't practice yoga. Okay, but he studied yoga, and then he also studied Qi Gong. Okay, this time Elisha has no response also. Qi Gong. What is Qi Gong? So, yoga and Qi Gong. Alright, now this is very Hindu, this is very from China, Qi Gong. Now, so he studied also Qi Gong and also gymnastics. Gymnastics, you know gymnastics? What do you do in gymnastics? What do you do in gymnastics? Any ideas? No. Alright, a lot of stretching, floor exercises, that kind of thing. So he studied all these systems. And the key focus, he put all this, he studied their movements, he studied what they do, and he put it all into one system of exercise which focuses on controlling the body and breathing. Alright, so those of you who do not know what is Pilates, this is what it is. How to control and use certain parts of the body, as well as when you're doing it, to focus on breathing. Okay, so that's what Pilates generally would mean. Now we know that Qigong is just this word Qi itself. Now yoga very closely linked to all the worship of the Hindu gods. We don't do it. What about Qigong? Now remember, I wrote an article, a long article in Pastoral Letter about traditional Chinese medicine and so on. I've explained many things there. Now the main concept of Qigong is it's also spiritual. You must understand that. It's spiritual. Okay? So, what is Qi? You know what Qi? Why are you smiling? Okay. Qi. Now, it's the belief of a certain energy. Energy. Now, afterwards, we are going to talk about another question about acupuncture. You know acupuncture? Puncture holes in you. Okay? Now, energy, Qi, this energy. Now, this form of exercise, anyone heard of Qi Gong before? Right, this is energy and it's a kind of exercise or Kung Fu, right? Now, it believes that in the whole universe, they believe in the whole universe, life comes from a particular energy. There's this energy in the universe, which they call Qi. I'm trying to explain it as simply as possible. This energy is what gave life. Ilim, what gave life? God gave life, not Qi. Right? That's the problem. You see, to them, they don't believe in God, especially not the Christian God. So to explain the existence of life, they came up with this belief: Qi exists in the universe, and this Qi is what gave life. How do you know God gave life, Ilim? It's said in the Bible. But it's said in their book that Qi gave life. How? The Bible says God breathed life into man, correct? And God gave life to all animals. That is, our Bible says that. But their book says that it is Qi. They have a very famous book. They say it's Qi. So how? Chloe, how? How to choose? What would you choose? You would choose the Bible. So in other words, the Christians believe it is not Qi, it is God. That is why we don't practice Qigong. Now furthermore, in Qigong, they also, as I explain later, they believe that there is energy flows in your body, because Qi is the one that gives you life. Alright? And therefore this energy flows in you. And you fall sick and so on because this, another color. Alright? So there's energy that flows in you. Energy that flows in you. And if these two energies, which is called yin, anyone call yin? And what do you think is the other one called? Yang. These two energy, yin and yang in you. If these two energy are out of balance, then you fall sick or you become weak. So Qigong, all the movements is to get these two energy to work well together. Understand that? Should we practice that? Your health, your energy, your strength, is it because the energy is flowing through you? You need to, let me try to get that balance up in me so that I can become strong. Your strength, you can mount up like eagle's wings, mount up on eagle's wings. You have strength, you have energy, you have zeal, you have alertness because of yin and yang. Cornelius? No? Enoch. That's Enoch. Enoch. Because of yin and yang, that's why you have energy. No. You sure or not? You sure? Why are you so sure? The Bible says it is God that mounts us up on Eagle's wings is God that gives us strength and energy, right? Who gives you all sufficient grace? Strength, Noah. Who gives you the straight grace and strength? Who? God. How do you know? The Bible tells me so. So either you believe in their book or you believe in the Bible. Either one. Believe in a book, then you will practice Qigong. Alright? So because they do not believe in God, they must explain all these things by their own thinking. Alright? So their own thinking is this. Alright, so now why are there these exercises? So there's exercises of yoga, exercises of Qigong. Now gymnastics. Gymnastics is what? Belief in what? Now, ask another one. Faith. Gymnastics. You believe in God's Qigong or what? What does gymnastic believe in? A God call? Gym. No. Right? Gymnastics, nothing. Gymnastics is just exercise. You have gymnastic class in school? Do you have gymnastic class, Phoebe? Don't have. No such thing as gymnastic classes, no? Alright, so, well, in some schools they have gymnastics. Alright, so there's gymnastics. You have yoga classes in school? Yes? Anna has. You have Qigong classes in school? No, but there are Qigong that you can sign up for courses. Alright, in the parks in Singapore. Every morning you will hear someone play a radio and very loud. Whoo, see. And then they do a lot of exercises. Sometimes it's very irritating because it's peaceful. I go for a walk with Sharon. Wow, very nice. Enjoying the nature and the beautiful creation of God. Ooh. All the time. Why must they keep saying? Why did they keep saying, ooh, see? Why do they keep saying the same thing over and over and over again? Elim, why? Why? To frighten you? Now, they are saying breathing. 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 Breathe in, breathe out. Alright, that's how they count. Alright, so there's breathing. This breathing is regulating your energy flow in you. Should you practice these things, believing that energy flow in you? No. Why? Faith, why? Because you don't like to breathe. Why? Because God is the one that gives us strength and energy, not this balance of energy, right? Okay? So now they are breathing. So all these exercises have certain body movements and breathing. Understand that. Please understand that. There's body movement and breathing. Anything wrong with stretching? Elisha, anything wrong with doing stretching? No. Anything wrong with breathing? Better not be. Alright? Nothing wrong with this. Now, Pilates himself was not really thinking and linking all this mystical. You know what is mystical? Mystical, alright? Means it has to do with the spiritual realm and superstition. Pilates wasn't really linking all this with the mystical realm. He just studied their exercises and then he picked up some which he knows that the body mechanics is actually good for injuries, for stretching. Is stretching good for injuries? When you're in pain, you may not feel that it's good. Alright, but it is good. Alright, so stretching. And then he also noticed they focus on breathing. Is breathing bad? Breathing is good. Now, what does breathing and body... Now, this body exercises is focusing on certain parts that strengthens your core. You know core? Alright, to strengthen certain parts of their body, that is very important. When you strengthen those muscles, it helps you to stand properly, to walk properly. We have certain injuries, you can use the right muscle to help you. Understand that? So Pilates think of those things in those forms. And is breathing bad? Breathing is not. Does your parents or your doctor say, hey, breathe more? Yeah, sometimes, I remember once I saw a doctor say, try to breathe more deeply. And my breathing is very shallow. Right? Very shallow. Then doctor say, breathe more deeply. Alright? So sometimes when you're doing exercises, those that go to the gym, The instructor tells you to focus on your breathing. When you're running, who likes to run? Run from your mother, run from your father. Who likes to do exercise, long distance run? No one? Oh, Vincent. Oh, everyone's scared of his running, I know. No one dares to run with Vincent. Vincent, do you concentrate on breathing when you're running? What helps you to run very far and very long?
You pace your breathing with your steps.
Yeah, you pace your breathing with your steps. If you were to hold your breath, all right, put a pack on your nose and a mouth guard and put a mouth guard and ask you to run. Can you run very far? No, can't run very far. Why?
Because there's no oxygen intake.
There's no oxygen intake. Now understand that. Breathing. These certain body things strengthen your core muscles to use the right muscles. Now breathing actually, and you may ask you, Claude, why? The martial art expert, right? Why? Do you do breathing exercises?
We do.
Before we start, we always tell you to breathe and concentrate on the core stomach muscle, right? And then you're supposed to shout also, right? To focus on using certain core muscles, and breathing is very important. Don't hold your breath, right? Breathing is very important. Why is breathing important?
To give us strength and also...
Why does it give you strength? Why? Jemima?
To breathe in oxygen for your lungs.
Breathe in oxygen. Now, when you breathe, oxygen gets into you. Your bloodstream carries it. The muscles need those oxygen flowing through it to sustain. Alright? So breathing itself brings certain benefits. That's how God created us. Nothing to do with balancing yin and yang, and therefore after the see, they feel fresher. Why did they feel fresher? Is it because of the balance of force? No, because that is how we created. You take in oxygen, it carries through your body, the muscles get strengthened, it needs the oxygen, that's why you feel better, alright? That is all. So Pilates understood these principles. He used these principles. And he put together a system of exercises that help, especially during the World War I, the people that came back, help them in their recovery. All right, transport oxygen to their muscles better, help them to recover better. So Pilates himself, by and large, was focusing on that. Okay? So now I ask you, is it okay, because the person asks, are there any biblical issues with practicing Pilates? What do you think, Cassandra? What do you think?
It's based on breathing and stretching the body, I think it's okay.
Right. If it is based on simply stretching the body and breathing to get oxygen flowing, not linked with the mystical part, there is nothing wrong. Okay? So Pilates in itself is not mystical per se, although it's drawn from some of this. Now, one of the problem, what do you think? So should we all run out and do Pilates now? Should we all run out and do Pilates? Faith, you want to do Pilates? Faith don't like to exercise. Alright? Oh, Siana. Grace, you want to do Pilates, Grace? Not really. Now, the problem is this, alright? The problem is this. Now, inherently in Pilates, there should not be a problem, alright? In its pure intention. But the current practitioners of Pilates, not all necessarily practice Pilates with no intention to link with the mystical concepts. Okay? So it depends on the instructor. Some, they actually include much of these concepts of yoga in the mystical realm, Qigong in its mystical beliefs. They link it into the exercise that they do with you. then it becomes a problem. All right? So they may tell you, all right, in this stretching position, imagine you are, what do you want to imagine? Imagine you are, I don't know. Imagine you are, okay. What do you want to imagine? Imagine that you are, maybe snake. Unicorn. Unicorn. Right? So certain exercises, when they start to tell you, imagine that you are a rabbit. Imagine that you are a snake. Imagine that you are eagle. That kind of thing. When they tell you that, you know, hey, hang on. You know, it's just stretching. Because in this form, many of the yoga forms, this position is to represent certain animals. This position is to represent certain worship stance. All right, worship to the sun god and so on. So when they start to mix it, then you know is, should you do that? Hey, should you then continue with this Pilates practitioner? No, right? Because they mix it. Joseph Pilates' intention was not to mix these things. Purely exercise, purely reaping the benefits of certain body movements, exercises, stretches, and the breathing, controlled breathing. That was his intention. All right, so is there any biblical issue if they mix it? You have to be careful. All right, so you will have to talk to the instructor themselves. Actually, by and large, most of them, if they want to mix this, they'll be very excited to tell you, because most people like it mixed. They like it mixed. All right. So that is some of the problems. All right. Answer your question. Any questions arising from this? What happens if you're not sure? Alan, how?
Go running with Vincent.
Go running with Vincent. Better still. Right? Now, if you're not sure and then there's all these things, are there many other exercises that you can do? Many other gym programs you can sign up for? Many other forms of exercises, swimming and all that you can sign up for? There are, right? Then just choose one which you don't have to pull your hair out trying to figure out. All right? Then halfway you're breathing. Then they say, you are a monkey. Then you... right? This is... Then you walk out. Right? Unnecessary. Right? So you just make your choices. Sometimes there's so many forms of exercises that you can have. No need to do something which is so what? But it is a good form of exercise. Yes. So are many other forms of exercises. Right? So that is how you should choose. Okay? Now, let me ask you this. Now, what is the problem? What is the problem that when they mix it, what is the problem? What do you think is the problem? Who shall I ask? Sing Yun. What's the problem that Christians do this? This church, sick, right? Sick. What does the S stand for? Oh yeah, what does the S stand for? Hey, strict, right? This church is so sick, so strict, so strict. Just a bit like that. Let them say I'm a monkey, it's okay. Let them say I'm a monkey, I'm a rabbit. Fine, it's okay. Hey, but I benefit, you know. After that, I feel so good, so healthy, so strong. I study better. Or parents say, after my child did Pilates, her results, her mathematics better than me. Mine so clear, right? What is the problem when they mix it and you attend? Let me ask you, why? What's the problem? Ask the young ones. In school they have it. All right, Chloe, what's the problem? Hey, what's the problem, Pastor? Would you like to do it? No. Why? Why should I say no? I don't want to do it. Why? Now all your friends pull you. Come, Chloe, let's go for Pilates. Today we can be rabbit. Tomorrow we can be an eagle. Come, Chloe. Why don't you want to go, Chloe? Don't know. All right, where's Faith? Faith, why? Oh, Grace, why? Oh, yeah, Faith. Jessie, why?
Because it's mixed.
Because it's mixed. But what's wrong is mixed? Don't be so strict. So what? Hannah, so what? So strict.
The Bible tells us to abstain from speech
Yeah, Bible tells us abstain from all appearance of evil. Don't worry, no one sees me. Okay, I just download the YouTube at home and I do it. No one sees me. I don't have to abstain, no one sees me. Close all the windows, do it in the dark. Why would you not do it? Why, Chloe? Why did you? No. Eileen, why? I said, no, I don't want to go.
Because God is the one who gives you strength.
Because God is really the one who gives me strength. God is the one that really heals me. God is the one that really helps me. Because you say those things, I cannot do it. I get angry that you say that all these things are what make all these people better. No, it's God. It's God that helps. Will you get angry? Or you say, never mind, as long as I get healthy, who cares what people say about God? It's chi lah. I just do it as long as I feel better. It has to do with our concern, our jealousy for the honor of God. I say again, So Jesse, why? It has to do with our jealousy for the honor of God. Do you know what that means? Don't know. Alright, so, for example, your daddy is the one who drives you to school, who, when you're sick, you know, your daddy and mommy also look after you, feed you with Panadol, alright, move your arms and legs and strengthen you. Your daddy and mommy did all that. And then you go to school. And then your friends keep saying, it is someone else, it is something else that makes you whole. Would you want to admit that? Or say, no, it's my daddy. No, it's not your daddy and mommy. Say, no, it's my daddy and mommy. Right? Why? Because you're jealous. Because they are the one who love you and help you, right? So please know, no true believer who love the name of God, the honor of God, and truly believe it is God, can even secretly want to do these things when you relate it to mystical things. You can do it. You can do stretching, you can do breathing. But please acknowledge it is God. It is God that helps you. Okay? Ken. Blank. Grace. Understand? Do you like people to keep saying someone else help you when it is God? Do you like it? No, because it is God. Alright, so I hope I answered this question. Any questions from here? So now you know what is Pilates. You know the potential difficulties and dangers. So please know, God said, I breathe life into man. My grace is all sufficient for you. Not yin and yang is all sufficient for you. Alright? So know those things. Now, next question. You sure? No other question? Alright, so now the next question is this. What about acupuncture? Can Christians use acupuncture? I don't know how to pronounce it. Acupuncture. Alright. Should Christian go for acupuncture? Alright? Who do you think invented acupuncture? Who invented Pilates? Pilates. Who invented acupuncture? Jesse. This man called RQ. Is it RQ? RQ? No, I make this up. It's not true, right? It's not true, right? Now, acu has to do with certain pressure points. That is what it means. Certain pressure points. And then puncture, they literally put a needle there to puncture your skin, puncture certain things. Alright, so what is acupuncture? Acupuncture is a form of medical, they think is medical treatment where they use needles, they poke into certain points of your body. Who went through acupuncture before? Wow, okay, acupuncture. Alright, so you know what it means, right? So they puncture, they use needles and puncture certain points on your body. So acupuncture. Xing Yuan, why did you go for acupuncture? You like pain?
No, it's for treatment.
Treatment of?
Body.
Body. Yeah. What was wrong with your body at that time?
It was really stiff, so they just make it to relax.
Oh, very stiff. You couldn't play the piano. Right? Really? Yeah. So do you feel that, woo, after that, wow. Yes? Did it help? It helped. So acupuncture must be true. It's fine, no problem. Let's end the Q&A. So should Christian use acupuncture? Did it help? Ooh, it helped. Who else? Mr. Claude, what happened? Why did you want to go for acupuncture?
I got
Ankle injury. So you want to injure it more?
after do that, and then you circulate the blood flow,
After do that, circulate the blood flow and then
and then you better.
heal better. Oh, so did it help?
Yes.
If it helps, then it works, then it must be from God. Now, what is acupuncture? Right, so I already said acupuncture is about putting needles in you. Wait, what else did they put? Did they put electricity on the needles?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, yours is very serious acupuncture, huh? Oh, so your ankle. Your ankle. So they not only put a needle in, they put electricity. They connect to the wall. And electricity through you. Really? Wow.
Not to the wall.
I'm glad you noticed. To the wall, I think we'll die. Right? To the wall, you'll die. I'm still wondering, yeah, really to the wall. Right? To a machine, right? To a machine. To the wall, you die straight away. You won't be here. Alright, so acupuncture, they have all these, they put needles, then sometimes they burn, they heat up the needles, sometimes they put electrical pulses through the needles, so they put at different points of your body. So that is what acupuncture is. But now it goes back to the beliefs, alright, the beliefs. Now the beliefs goes back again to Eastern mystical philosophy. Eastern mystical philosophy. Now they also base this on, you think, what do they base this on? What do you think, Enoch, what do you think they base this on? Base this on health? They base it on certain energy. What do you think the energy is called? Howard? Qi. Also qi. Alright, qi or chi, whichever one you spell. Qi. They also based it on this concept of qi. Alright, qi. Now the belief system of acupuncture is that in the human body, okay, this is not a very balanced human body, right? In the human body, right? Gingerbread man. Alright? Now, they believe that in the human body, not so funny one, huh? The human body, there are what are called meridian points. Meridian. Alright? So they say your body is divided into different points where energy flows through this, wait, another color. Right? This chi, alright, this chi flows through your body. Alright? That's why just now we said, right? Qi Gong is about this flow, this qi in you that must balance. And if you can harness this qi, you can boom, and then what? And then nothing happened. And then someone can fall down, right? Wow, you can become very strong, very powerful. So they believe I can harness this energy. Alright? This energy called qi. So they say, yeah, all this energy is flowing. Now, they believe that you fall sick, or you have a problem because of what? What do you think? No, what do you think? In their concept.
The chi is off balance.
The chi is off balance, that is one. Why is it off balance? Eat too much onions. Why is it off balance? Off balance, one of the reason is certain path, certain energy path in you is blocked. Very good, very smart. Right? It's blocked. It's blocked. So now, if that is blocked, then the energy don't flow. Suddenly imbalance of energy flow, right? So that is their concept. The concept is, now if that is blocked, then what you need to do? What do you need to do when something is blocked? Unblock. Right? So they have certain spots in the body. So sometimes you go to this acupuncture shop, you have this picture of, much better picture of this man. Well, a lot of lines in him, right? There are a lot of points in there, right? Do you see it now? Some have thumbtacks in there, where to poke, right? So they believe that if you poke at certain meridian points, you can once again rebalance, open up the flow, and balance up the energy inside you, so you feel better. All right? If you have injury, the same. All right? Unblock this flow, and then you recover better. All right? So, Xing Yuan, when you went there, did they explain all this to you? No. You didn't ask also.
No, I'm not there deliberately for acupuncture.
You were not there for deliberately for acupuncture. You walk past and then they throw at you. What I mean deliberate? Not deliberately.
It's like I just went to chiropractic. So
You went to chiropractor, and then while the chiropractor was doing, just decided to stick needles in you.
they do ask if you want to use it.
So you say, okay. So yes, some chiropractors, they practice it. All right, they practice it also. Chiropractors practice it. Okay, so young ones, do you know what is chiropractor? Chiropractor, no. Chiropractor, I'm very be careful. Chiropractor are trained people that manipulate, move your body to align certain structures, basically help you with physical injuries or pain. Okay, so who's a chiropractor in our church? There are chiropractors, right? Valerie is chiropractor, is it? You must not mix up chiropractor with what? Physiotherapists, they get very angry, all right? Just to let you know. So don't mix them up. Right, chiropractors, some chiropractors practice it. Okay? So if you go to a chiropractor room like Xing Yuan, and you see a lot of needles, you better worry. Yeah?
I don't know how they learn it, but if chiros and physio learn it more on evidence-based plotting, then isn't it more like trying it rather than acupuncture?
Okay, so the question is this. Since chiropractors tend to do things based on Western form of thinking, not Eastern mystical, then if they do it, then shouldn't there be some reason, good reason to do it?
Doesn't it become tri-needling instead of acupuncture?
Doesn't it become?
Tri-needling instead of acupuncture.
Doesn't it become dry needling instead of acupuncture? What is dry needling? Huh?
I think this thing called dry needling too, and we were like just type on Google to see what it is, and it says that it's more evidence-based.
Okay.
Doesn't really stop it.
All right. So dry needling is more evidence-based. Evidence-based means they try, and then they say, hey, there is empirically, empirically by results. It seems to have positive results. So if chiro does it based on studies and say, hey, there is positive results, then it is evidence-based, not mystical-based. Okay? So is that okay? Okay, so we answer all these questions. Now, number one, do you believe that we have meridian points and this T, this green and red, this blue and red T, yin and yang, all right? Mr. or Madam yin and yang is flowing through you. All right? If they don't like each other that day, unbalanced, they're quarreling, you're going to have stomach ache, you're going to have headache. All right? Do you believe that this yin and yang is flowing through you and you must use acupuncture to balance back the energy? Phoebe, do you believe that? No. Right? Phoebe is very skeptical. No. Why, Phoebe? No, for thousands of years people believe that. How old are you, Phoebe? Huh? 9 years old. For thousands of years they believe that, and you're 9 years old. Who should we believe, Phoebe or thousands of years of belief? Who should we believe, Phoebe or thousands of years of belief? Enoch. Hey, don't make enemies. Right. Isaac, since you're cousin, who to believe? Believe Phoebe. Then depends why Phoebe believe that. We believe the Bible. All right? If we believe the Bible. If Phoebe's belief is according to the Bible, then we believe Phoebe. So, I'm sure you believe because God says, I'm the one who give you life. I breathe life into you. Not yin and yang. Not this floating yin and yang that gave you life. It's God that gave you life. Whether you're sick, not sick, it is God that is in total control. Okay? Not yin and yang. So when you're sick, what should you do? Look for Mr. Yin and Yang. Look for Mr. Acu. What should you do? What does the Bible say when you're sick? What do you do? Claude. Sleep. Huh? See doctor. Pray. Very good. Right? We turn to James. Okay, quick. James 5:14 to 16. Now it all boils down. James James 5. When you're sick, look for AQ. Now, James 5:14 to 16. Let's read. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of the faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up, and have committed sins, they shall be forgiven. So two things. Please look at verse 14. Is there any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them puncture him. No, pray. Let them pray over him. Alright? Anointing him with oil, or put electricity through him. Now, what is it anointing him with oil? It's simply do what is necessary physically. The rubbing of the oil. When you have body pain, do you rub oil? No, right? Some oil are very smelly, but they're effective, right? Muscle relaxant. All right, so rub oil. So he said, now treat them medically and pray. These two things: human responsibility and prayer. It is God. It is God that works. All right, it's God that works. So we should not believe in this freeing up of balancing of yin and yang in the body. Hey, by the way, I wrote in my pastoral also. Is Eastern thousands of years China, Eastern medical history and not, is it all rubbish and superstition? Is it all rubbish and superstition? Who did not read my pastoral? Be honest. Well, all read. Okay, because you were not here. All right. So all read. Okay, then let me pick. Wait, who to pick? Shenrui. What's my question? I myself forgot. What's my question?
Was it all rubbish?
Is it all rubbish? It's all the thousands of years of Chinese medical writings are all rubbish. Yes, so that's my question. No, some of them are based on scientific reasons. In fact, the Western world did benefit much from some of this research. When they are medical researchers, medical documentation, it is true, they have a rich and useful medical history, right, that benefited the world. But when it comes to the concept of mysticism, qi, can the Christian accept that? No, we cannot. We are not against China. We are not against their culture and so on. But once it has to do with mysticism, the Christian, even if you're from China, you must reject because it involves God's honor, correct? Alright, so please know that I'm not against Chinese medicine, right? As long as based on... Now, medicine, many things that they do is really what God provided for. When they say certain herbs helps you, if medically, yes. Who created herbs? Let me ask you, Grace, who created herbs? Herbs. Who created herbs? God. Can God create things that when man eat, it helps you medically? Yes. But should we attribute it to eating those herbs and then qi is balanced? We cannot. We attribute it to the creation that God provided to man. Alright? The problem is attributing it to the mystical concept. That is the problem for the Christian. Now, but then the question is this. Claude felt better. Xing Yuan felt better. So does it work or not? Vincent?
Yes.
It works.
No, that's the question.
Does it work?
Asking you what the question is.
Okay, I don't ask you anymore. Means you're not paying attention. Waste time. Does it work, Alex?
That's right.
It does work. Does body stretching work? Yes. Does breathing work? Yes, God created our bodies that way. Why does acupuncture work? Like dry needling, right? The Cairo, they do use it because they did find that it worked. Why does it work? Why do you say, hey, there's a doctor here, all right? Colin, why does it work? Is it because you're there? I don't think about qi, I don't think about qi, I don't think about qi. Hey, don't get healed. I think about qi, I think about qi, I think about qi. Hey, get healed. Or intrinsically it works? Put you on the spot.
Intrinsically it works, but I think in the past, because they weren't able to research it objectively the way that we can nowadays. So based just on observation, and then I think the explanation for it, as you say, was along the lines of mysticism, to try to make it give it some credibility and some explanation or reason as to why it is effective.
All right.
So the treatment technique works, but I think the understanding of it is flawed.
All right, so the treatment itself works. So medically, doctors have known of results positive results that come from acupuncture. All right? So, hi, young ones. Any pain? Any sickness? You want to go for acupuncture? No, not so fast, Maggie. What about injection? Now the question is this. Medically, it works. There is a medical reason, not a mystical reason. I say again, it's a medical reason, not a mystical reason. Like Colin said, they can't explain, so they associate it to a mystical reason. So Colin, why does it work medically?
Okay, so nowadays, even physios do dry needling, which of course has its origins in acupuncture. The needle actually stimulates certain nerves and reflexes. So what happens as a result is you get muscle relaxation, and you also have a reduction in symptoms like pain and stiffness.
Okay.
And purely because of the actual physical stimulation of the nerves by the needle.
Okay, Maggie? Your daddy said, fully understand, 100%. Yes, daddy, that's what. All right, three things. All right, three things that is it. Number one, the puncturing, the needle hitting you. Hey, the young one suddenly lost interest, you know. I'm going to bring some needles. When the needles poke your body. Now, they realize that they poke certain point. I don't know whether they brought a lot of people and every day poke, or you poke here, you poke here, poke here. But somehow they mapped up something. And they did know that poking certain points did help certain things. So medically, people do know today that when you stimulate through agitation of certain points of the body where there's a nervous system there, it does have some reaction. There's a medical reason. And some of this reaction is causing you to actually relax that part of the muscle. Okay? It actually causes your body to actually relax that, the muscle to relax. Nothing to do with Madam or Mr. Yin and Yang flowing there and say, hi, we are here to rescue you. It has to do with the body reaction. That's one. Alright? So the poking does help. That's why the heat that some of them use, it makes it even more effective sometimes. The electrical impulses, they're all actually agitating your nerve system. Alright? So, wait, where did they poke you? At your back, right? Now, what some of them realize is you are stiff because certain parts of your muscles just won't relax. But some of this area where they poke, it actually affects the nervous system. It naturally in there, the way God created it, it actually sends signals to this other part that are very tight and they relax it. Alright? That is why the same thing as massage and all that. Now, hey young ones, wow, losing your attention. When you fall down and you bang your head against the table, and then there's, wow, baluku. What does mommy do, Phoebe? What does mommy do? Besides scolding you, I know. What does mommy do? Oh, you never fell down before. All right, then I ask your mommy, what would you do, Leah, after scolding her? What would you do?
Try to give it a rub.
Try to rub it. Why? To rub the pain in? No. Right, now you remember the pain. Why you rub? What do you rub? No. Actually, whose parents rub with egg? Your parents are Australian also like that. Your mom quickly go boil a hard-boiled egg, break the egg, and then use the hard-boiled egg to rub that area. Why? Because you like egg.
My mom and dad are not Australian, by the way.
No. Say again?
My parents are not Australian.
Your parents are not Australian, so they follow. Now, so they heat up, they boil the egg and then they rub. Now the hot egg and rubbing, that is actually improving blood flow, the rubbing, stimulating certain nerves. When you have more blood flow. Now, clot, all right, the doctor can correct me. Clot, when your leg was injured, isn't counterintuitive to go and let them injure you more? They're already injured. You go there and say, well, they take this needle. They say, I'm already injured. Why do you injure me more? Why do you think so, doctor?
Don't know enough.
Don't know enough. Now, at least what I was told, right, by sports doctor and whatever. Typically, actually, yeah, it seems counterintuitive that if it's injured, you already have baluku, mommy rub some more. Right? Isn't it more painful? Now, sometimes the understanding is, the point is this. You are trying to stimulate blood flow. Understanding? Blood flow, especially with blood carrying oxygen, it speeds up healing. Agree, doctor? Yes. Speeds up healing. The whole point is sometimes they will try to stimulate that area more, make you feel more pain. Seems like injuring it more. When your body seems like, oh, it's injured. What do? Send Mr. Yin and Yang. No. It naturally sends more blood to that area. And it speeds up healing. That's why you actually may feel better. Now some of there is a medical thing that is going on behind. The acupuncture stimulates this thing. Nothing to do with freeing up, unblocking meridian qi points to get the qi flowing. Okay? Enoch, do you understand? Are you sure? Okay. Alright, so I hope I've answered this. So the question is about dry needling. Yes, they observe. It's by observation. It's not attributing it to yin and yang. Alright, so that is one of the things. So can you go for acupuncture? Sarah, can Christians go for acupuncture? The question is, what goes through your mind when you're going for acupuncture? Alright? And you walk out after the acupuncture feeling better. Who do you thank? Yin and Yang? Who do you thank? Thank who? Mommy for paying the bill. Thank who? Thank God. Right? That God used this treatment and God knows His creation. He helped you. Alright? Okay, so please understand acupuncture. We are not against Chinese medication, but anything that attributes to qi and all that, you be very conscious. Yes?
We usually refer to heaty foods as re qi.
Yes, I was going to talk about that. Yes, so finish your question.
So should we just not use the term to refer to oily foods?
Okay, so oily food, alright, parents? Don't eat so much McDonald's fries. Why? Why, Jesse, why? Because it's fatty, okay? What else? Okay, ask another one. Chloe, why? Don't eat so much McDonald's fries. Well, because it's fatty? You? Not healthy. Okay, ask the Chinese. Cassandra. Why? You know what they eat, then they get sore throat, and then, you know, they fall sick, they got fever.
It's not nutritious.
It's not nutritious. Oh, still using the right words. But in the past, we always say what? It is very heaty. Very heaty. Not that the chips are very hot. Very heaty. So eat cold chips. Is it? No. Oh, eat cold chips is fine? So the concept of heat tea, the other one is, if you have a cough, don't drink this cold and cold things. Why? Because it's very liang. Who is it? Very, it's a translation to English, it's cold. Coldy. Otherwise, heaty, there is coldy, alright? Too cool. You cough more. Right? So they have this concept of heaty and cold. Liang. Huh? This, to them, is their way of explaining yin and yang in you. Understand that? One is heat, the other one is cold. You must get the balance. So you're right. Does eating chips make you unwell? Yes. Is it because it's heaty? I can't remember, yin is hot or yang is cold. Or yang is hot. Is it because one of it is too strong in you? No. It's simply nutrition-wise, what's the other one say? Fatty, oily, unhealthy. That's it. Medically, all right? So, parents, we need to change the things that we say. All right? Stop saying heaty and cold. When you say heaty and cold, you may not realize this. You're actually subscribing to the whole concept of yin and yang. That's what you're doing. Just tell your kid, don't eat so much chips. Besides, it's very expensive for us. It is not good for your health. All right? It's not healthy. Don't say it's heaty. So it's heaty, I must give you some liang teh. All right? That's liang teh works. Liang teh means cool tea. All right? Don't think of it as counteracting it. That certain herbal drink has value. Yes. Who created the herbs? God. Does God create certain herbs that are useful for our body, that help certain situation in us? Yes, God does that. My dog, which is no longer alive, last time, when my dog is sick, we have to let the dog out of the garden. You know why? So that it dies somewhere else. No. When my dog is sick, we let it out. When it runs out, it will come back and then it will keep vomiting. Then after that, it's happy already. Then it runs around with me. Then one day I asked my mom, why do we do that? You know? Dogs, they know certain herbs that they run to certain places, they smell. Somehow dogs have this built-in sense by God in them. They know that eating certain grass, certain leaves, it will make them throw up. It's bad. And when they throw up some of the toxins and they get better. Alright? So are those natural things, those herbs, those leaves in nature, do they have good value? Yes. Why? Because God created. Not because you find it to balance your yin and yang. That's a concept. That's how the superstitious people who do not acknowledge God explain all these things. But we don't attribute it to that. Anything wrong with drinking liang teh? Nothing wrong. It's God's creation. But please don't say, I'm trying to counterbalance heatiness. Okay? Hey, alright. Alright, clear as mud? Okay, we have no more time to answer questions, so please submit if you have further questions. Let's pray. Now, someone asked, what is the difference between psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs? Someone also asked, can we just have instrumental music? Can we worship God with instrumental music?